Cool.
Next in the big five, I think this is quite a good conversation. You know, we touched a bits of it so far in the previous part of the podcast. We spoke last time. We said, is light right? Is light right or wrong? And you said no. And we kind of agreed he's not. You know, you could argue that some countries have the death penalty. What's the difference between them and light? But light is wrong, we said. An interesting question is L wrong? Is L right? And I say this because of this, right? L obviously is the good guy, as we see, in terms of the narrative and the situation. Like, if you're living in that world, you're probably thinking L is the good guy.
100%.
Because L is working with the police, he's a detective, he's trying to catch Light, who essentially is, what do they call Batman? He's a rogue agent enforcing justice. You know, he's not doing this by law, he's not doing this by the courts, he's doing this as a rogue agent. Pure passion, you know, and he's killed police officers. The minute Light killed the FBI, he now reached a stage where, okay, this isn't about his justice, this is about his power. So L is the man that's catching him. And we are supposed to root or support for L on a moral standpoint. But L himself, is he right in terms of the way he operates? Because L, his morals are grey. His morals are questionable. Point one. You see the way, we didn't talk about this in the last part, but it was in the last arc. He had the evidence, right? He had the evidence. But the way he held Misa Amane hostage, she wasn't in a prison cell. The police didn't even know she got arrested. In fact, when she was released, they kept it hush-hush. They kept this girl in bondage chains for several days, months even. For months. That was questionable, basically trying to press her into a confession. Obviously, he kept Light as well, but Light volunteered, so we can't get onto that. There has been several times where he is willing to let people die in order to find out information. Not even just, okay, this person's gonna die, but at least I know I'm gonna find out who it is, or we're gonna catch them. He's willing to let people die just to get more information. He does have that willingness that Light has in order to win. But on a moral standpoint, it's kind of questionable. Personally, I think in the modern day world, right, in the UK or in the US, L, the way he operates would be illegal.
Would be? What? You know what? Nah, it would. It's definitely illegal, and he's serving jail time. But should he serve jail time? I don't really know, man. I don't really know, because this is the thing. You know, okay. Alright, so I will say, okay, yeah. Last episode we talked about his surveillance. And obviously, since then, he's done other things such as he locked up, like say for example, him locking up Misa Mane. You know what? She was losing her head. She was going crazy.
Yeah, she was going crazy. She was literally going crazy.
He weren't phased as well. He weren't phased, man. He said, nah, she stays. She stayed. The other guys around him would say, look at him, look at her. Oh, she's losing it. No. I said, no, she stays. And I feel like, okay, yeah, morally, in terms of what he's doing, you know, like, see, this is the thing. When it comes to certain things, sometimes the path isn't always clear. And the path isn't always straight. You know, and sometimes, like, we see it. all the time in the real world. The CIA, you know.
Yeah. DEA. Watch Narcos. DEA. Can you imagine the way those guys, Agent Murphy and Pena, the pressure he went under for his antics, and he was fighting Pablo Escobar, number one villain on the map,
literally,
and he was getting in trouble for just doing a couple, working with prostitutes, cutting deals with other stuff. Think about the stuff L's two greatest workers are criminals.
Yeah, literally. And he knows they're criminals, and still he's brought them in. And I think, look, when it comes to a situation like this, he played a dangerous game. He came up short, but still, you know, I do believe L was right for some of the things he did. You know, I think everything he's done, I've not seen it as like, oh, L, why have you done that? You understand? Like, he had to do those things at the end of the day. So I just feel like, L, rest in peace. You know, you're a real warrior. And I think L was 100% in the right for not some, but all of his actions.
So you're saying that L is not wrong. L, everything he did was fine.
Yes. No, it wasn't fine. But this is the thing, like, you have to get somewhere. And to get somewhere, you have to be dirty. That's just how the game goes.
So his willingness to let multiple people die.
Of course. But you got to understand, it's like, bro, like, do the mathematics. You know, how many people did he let die? How many people were going to be killed?
It's true. Listen, we've got that mentality, but do you think a detective should have that type of mentality? Like, would you want the police to have that mentality?
Look, if I'm the criminal, no.
Okay, that's it.
If I'm a civilian, then yes.
Even if you're the victim.
If I'm yes. Because at the end of the day, look, you know, like, you can all play Mr. Nice Guy, this, that. But when you actually look at some of the biggest operations to take down villains in the real world, they've all been through dirty hands. That's just the way of life. That's just how things have to go. And I think L, you know, his actions are justifiable. Yeah, I think he is in the right. I honestly think he's in the right.
Fairs.